Okay, so I think I started doing this like a month ago, and I posted like some preliminary introduction on my Facebook. So how CMPD worked against me, I want to shed some light on exactly how they worked against me. So this is 2021, 2022. They had two trap houses, and the owners of the trap houses are both on payroll with them: Fidel Montoya, Colin Beck, and I already did 420 Wake Street. It's down there in Wesley Heights, off of one of these stops. This is the Charlotte streetcar. It's called the City Links Gold Line. It's like a trolley. So 2021 and 2022, they had two trap houses at the same time, and they're both accessible by this trolley, which was not fully operational back then, but not the whole time. It opened up at like sometime in like 2022, I think is when this opened. But basically what they do is with me is like they bring me, it's Ted Grikusis, Theodore Grikusis, who was my roommate for 4 months, and has been my partner of 3 years. Most abusive relationship ever. But he usually brings me to a trap house and then introduces me to the people there. And they let me inside, where they get me high and then make up a reason to kick me out. And they like to do it at really inconvenient times, usually when this stops running. And they will not let me back in, and then they provoke and antagonize, and then just see what I do, But they don't let me back in. They just antagonize me and then hope for the worst. That is a setup. That's not a frame. That's a setup. A setup is like when you draw someone away from the safety of where they are to another undisclosed location and another rendezvous, and then you just fabricate a situation. All of it is highly choreographed between the owner of the home and the friends hanging out there. So at 420 Wake Street, it was Fidel Montoya, Ted Grikusis, Jordan Hampton, Morgan Flynn, usually, and Colin Beck made it seem like Ted and I were like working there, because like we'd go there. I mean, we used to go in there together and then like leave, and then meet him at his hotel a few miles down the road, Marriott, and then like mostly Ted would answer questions he was asking, but that was a lie. I later found out that Fidel Montoya is not in prison right now. He's on payroll with CMPD also. And really who they were working against was me the whole time. You're usually not going to be getting in trouble at the address unless you're trespassing. Just because they have drugs in there and guns and other things that police... they're like, it's like a police house. They have drugs in there. They have guns in there. You're usually not going to be getting in trouble at the house. And you're probably not going to get hurt at the house because of liability. Just like a liability thing. But what they do is they draw you over there and act like it's like okay for you to be chilling. And then they just make up a reason to kick you out at a really inconvenient time, and they do it like in the most abrupt, rude way as possible. hoping to antagonize or provoke you. They just hope for the worst. And then when they do it really inconvenient time when this isn't running anymore, and then usually it's on the walk home that the undercover people call up whatever patrol division it is, and then have them like intercept you on your walk, and basically run up on a walking pedestrian like her or like him. I think that's really dangerous, honestly, because can I positively ID that woman? Look at that woman right there. Can I positively ID her? Let's say I know who that is, and I'm driving a police car. I know who she is, but I know there's a warrant out for her or something. Should I pull up on her without a legitimate reason? You're supposed to take 911 calls in the order they're placed. And what they did with me is like they'd kick me out of inconvenient time while I'm walking. And after they kick me out, Fidel or Colin call up patrol people in whatever division it is. So that was Central Division at 420 Wake Street. At Club Road, that was Eastway Division, but Colin or Fidel called them, and then they try to intercept me while I'm walking. And now I wouldn't allow them to do that. I wouldn't run, but I also wouldn't answer questions because they're supposed to take 911 calls ordered placed, but that's what they try to do, intercept you while you're walking. If you don't know your rights, they'll do that. And at 420 Wake Street, I wrote like a long form expose about anything I could remember there. I was assaulted there several times. And across the street from 420 Wake Street, on Fraser Avenue, Montgomery Street, and Flint Street, there's a housing project called Tarleton Hills. It's mostly African Americans live there, and Fidel would like pay them to get up in my face and like try to jump me. It was one time that he maced me on his front porch, and I started walking to the streetcar stop. I had to go through this housing project, and then 3 African American males, younger guys, started jumping me, and they were like, and they were beating me and they were kicking me, and then actually the police stopped it. And they ran away, and then they started talking to me with mace in my eyes, and then arrested me for some other stupid reason. That one is down the road. I'm gonna be going to Plaza Midwood and filming some stuff on Central Avenue, different locations where I was framed or set up or arrested. A setup is different from a frame. A frame is like when they tamper with evidence, and you're not involved. You're not even there. Like you're nowhere near where the crime took place. You're not with those people, but they tamper with evidence. A setup is different from a frame. A setup is like drawing someone away from the safety security of their home to some other place, and then like kicking them out at an inconvenient time. That's a good example. Or like getting a hotel room, and then it's very illegitimate. I've never broken the law. I don't know why they did this to me. And then keep running away from me like I'm going to go away. And FBI's got their eyes all over you now. Thank God. But, and they can't discipline people in CMPD because it's a whole different agency. But I expect to be paid for this. Yeah, this is significant. I've never seen anyone doing this. And this is kind of running late. This is the trolley, and at one point they had 2 trap houses. I'd be going from 420 Wake Street to 1708 Club Road, and literally I'd pass not 1 but 2 police stations on the way. 2 police and 3 actually. 700 West 6th Street, West 5th Street, and then North Davidson Street and Trade Street, and then Eastway Division, and they're just watching me being set up and framed. Like it's okay. No one stepped in to help. No one thought it was wrong. Three police stations on this fucking trolley ride, and they didn't do anything.